Hello, book enthusiasts, and welcome to Listen with Best Audiobooks. All our audiobooks are originally written, produced, and narrated by us. We don't reuse or repurpose third-party content. Every script, voice, and edit is made exclusively for this channel. Our goal is to deliver authentic, educational, and inspiring audiobooks that you can truly enjoy. Now, sit back, relax, and let's begin today's audiobook.
Chapter 1. The Cost of Not Focusing on Yourself. You can't win if you don't focus. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to grow faster, win more, and stay more grounded? Even when life is hard, it's not because they're better than you. It's not because they're smarter, richer, or luckier. It's because they've learned a secret that most people never understand. You only win when you focus on yourself. That might sound selfish at first, but look closer. Most people spend their lives focused on everything but themselves. They're constantly distracted by other people's opinions, goals, drama, and expectations. They spend energy worrying about who said what, who is doing better, who is judging them, who didn't support them. But while they're watching the world, they're not watching their own life. While they're comparing, they're not creating. While they're talking, they're not building. That's why they stay stuck. Not because they don't want to win, but because they're not focused on what truly matters, their own growth. Distraction is the real enemy. We live in a world built to distract us. Every app, every screen, every opinion, it's all designed to pull our attention in 100 directions. And guess what? If you give your energy to everything, you end up having energy for nothing. You wake up tired, scroll your phone before you even stretch, and absorb everyone else's life before you even think about your own. You check your notifications before you check in with your goals. You read people's opinions before you reflect on your truth. Little by little, your mind becomes full, but your soul feels empty. Because distraction doesn't just waste your time, it steals your future. What happens when you don't focus on you? Let's be real. When you're not focused on you, your confidence drops, your discipline fades, your direction becomes unclear. You start comparing your journey to people who aren't even headed where you want to go. You lose connection with your purpose. And the worst part, you don't even notice it happening. Because it doesn't feel like failure. It feels like being busy. But busy doesn't mean productive. Busy doesn't mean growing. You can be busy your whole life and still go nowhere. Because without focus, motion is meaningless. You were never meant to live this way. You were not born to spend your life reacting. You were not created to be a slave to your phone, your environment, or people's approval. You were made to create. You were made to build something that matters. You were made to become someone with strength, purpose, peace, and vision. But none of that happens by accident. It only happens when you focus on you, deliberately, daily, unapologetically, letting go of the world's noise. Here's something most people never realize. The world doesn't want you to focus. It wants you distracted, because distracted people are easier to control. When you're focused on your path, you're powerful. You're not chasing trends. You're not copying others. You're creating from within. But that scares people. So they'll try to pull your focus. They'll tell you you're selfish. They'll say you're acting different. They'll make fun of your routines. They'll pressure you to stay the same. But you can't win if you're always trying to fit in. You can't grow if you're always afraid to outgrow people. You can't evolve if you're constantly explaining your evolution. At some point, you have to say, my peace, my goals, my mind come first. Reclaiming your focus. How to begin. So, how do you actually start focusing on yourself? It's not about isolating from everyone. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about taking back your attention. It's about becoming aware of where your energy is going and choosing better. Here's how. Audit your time. Take one full day and write down how you spend every hour. You might be shocked. How much time goes to scrolling? How much to things that drain you? How much to people who don't respect your space? How much to worrying about things you can't control? Once you see where your time is going, you can start taking it back. Set clear boundaries. You don't have to answer every message. You don't have to go to every event. You don't have to follow every trend. You have the right to protect your energy. Start saying no without guilt. Not because you're rude, because you're focused. Create a personal growth hour every day. Set aside 60 minutes that are just for you. No phone, no noise, no distractions. Use it to read, reflect, plan, learn, build. This 1 hour can change your life faster than anything else. Track your progress, not just your goals. Don't just dream. Measure. At the end of the day, ask, did I follow my routine? Did I protect my focus? Did I honor my priorities? If you did, celebrate. If not, adjust. No guilt, just feedback. Focus feels uncomfortable. At first, the truth is, focusing on yourself is not always fun at the beginning. You'll feel lonely. You'll feel bored. You'll feel like you're missing out because you've been overstimulated for so long. Silence will feel strange. Because you've been busy for so long, stillness will feel uncomfortable. But stay with it. You're not falling behind. You're slowing down so you can move with purpose. You're not being selfish. You're finally giving yourself the care you've given everyone else. Let the discomfort shape you, because what comes next is worth it. Who you become. When you focus on you, you stop doubting your worth. You stop asking for approval. You stop reacting to every little thing. You start walking with quiet confidence. You build discipline that doesn't break under pressure. You become the kind of person who inspires others without trying. You stop trying to be seen. You focus on becoming someone worth seeing. You don't need loud success. You need quiet strength. Chapter 2. How to build unshakable discipline. The truth about winning. Everyone wants to win. They want success, freedom, peace, confidence, and power. But very few people actually get there. Not because they're not smart, not because they're not capable, but because they lack one thing: discipline. Discipline is the bridge between wanting and having. It's the quiet force that takes a dream and turns it into a result. Without it, nothing works. With it, everything changes. Motivation is a liar. Most people wait for motivation. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until they're in the mood. They wait until it's the right time. But let's be honest, how often does that feeling actually come? And even when it does, how long does it last? Motivation is emotional. It fades with mood. It dies under pressure. It disappears the moment things get hard. That's why successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Because discipline doesn't care how you feel. It just shows up. What is discipline, really? Discipline isn't punishment. It's not being strict or boring or robotic. Discipline is self-respect in action. It's saying, I will do what I said I would do, no matter what. It's the ability to follow through, even when you're tired, you're busy, you're discouraged, you don't feel like it. Discipline is keeping a promise to your future self. It's showing up for the person you're becoming, not just the person you are today. Why most people fail at discipline? It's not because they don't try. It's because they try to do too much, too fast. They wake up one day, feel inspired, and try to change their entire life overnight. They build a massive to-do list. They create a strict routine. They plan every hour. And after 3 days, they crash. Discipline isn't about changing everything in one day. It's about changing one thing consistently until it becomes a part of you. Small wins, repeated daily, create unstoppable momentum. Step 1. Master the basics. Before you chase big goals, build small systems. Start with the core. Wake up at a set time. Make your bed. Drink water in the morning. Write down your goals. Move your body. Eat with intention. Reflect at night. These might seem simple, too simple, but simplicity is where power lives. These habits form your foundation, and a strong foundation never cracks. Step 2. Focus on one promise at a time. Don't try to be perfect. Just choose one thing and stick with it. Example, for the next 30 days, I will wake up at 6:30 a.m. For the next 30 days, I will not skip my workout. For the next 30 days, I will write for 10 minutes daily. That's it. Just one. Once it's solid, add another, then another. This is how you build a disciplined life, brick by brick. Step 3. Discipline is built in the hard moments. Everyone is disciplined when life is easy, when you're well rested, when the sun is shining, when your mood is high. But the real test is when things go wrong, when you're tired, when you failed, when no one's watching, when you feel lost. That's when discipline matters most. Discipline is not about how you act when it's easy. It's about what you choose when it's hard. Every time you show up on the hard days, you become stronger. You build trust with yourself. You prove to yourself that you can depend on you, and that trust is the root of power. Step 4. Build triggers and routines. Don't wait to feel disciplined. Design your life to support it. Example, place your workout clothes next to your bed the night before. Turn off your phone 1 hour before sleep. Keep your journal on your pillow. Use alarms with motivational messages. Prepare your meals in advance. These small changes remove friction. They make the right action the easy action. When you make good choices automatic, discipline becomes natural. Step 5. Don't let feelings lead you. Your feelings are valid, but they're not always useful. Some days your mind will say, skip it just today. You've earned a break. It's not a big deal. That voice is not your guide. That's the voice of your old self, the version of you that wants comfort, not growth. You can listen or you can lead. Say to yourself, I don't follow my feelings. I follow my values. I don't chase ease. I chase excellence. I do what needs to be done, even when I don't want to. That's discipline. Step 6. Track and adjust. What gets measured improves. Keep a simple habit tracker. Check off each day you kept your promise, not to punish yourself, but to see your progress. When you see a chain of wins, you won't want to break it. You'll build momentum. You'll build belief. And when you miss a day, don't quit. Just reset and return. Discipline isn't perfection. It's persistence. Step 7. Make discipline part of your identity. Don't just say, I'm trying to be disciplined. Say, I am disciplined. Identity matters because your mind always finds a way to act like the person you believe you are. So speak it, live it, own it. What happens when you build real discipline? Everything gets easier, not because life changes, but because you do. You trust yourself. You become reliable. You waste less time. You stop needing permission. You start creating results. You stop being driven by moods. You start being driven by mission. You stop living like a leaf blown by the wind. You start living like a tree planted deep in the ground, solid, calm, rooted. Chapter 3. Becoming immune to other people's opinions. The prison you can't see. You wake up and check your phone. There's a comment on your post, someone judging you. Your heart sinks, your mood drops, your focus shifts. And just like that, your day now belongs to someone else's opinion. You didn't choose this prison, but you live in it. It's built out of invisible walls. What they think, what they expect, what they might say. And even though there are no bars, it still traps you. This is the silent trap that ruins dreams. Not failure, not rejection, but fear of judgment. You want to try something new, but you're scared of what people will say. You want to speak your truth, but you hold it back. You want to be bold, but you shrink yourself down to fit someone else's comfort. And in doing so, you slowly disappear from your own life. Why do we care so much? We're born with a desire to belong. As children, we needed acceptance to survive. We wanted to be liked, approved, loved. But what helped us as children is now hurting us as adults because we still carry that same hunger for likes, approval, applause. And in chasing it, we often trade our voice, our values, and our vision. Here's the truth. Most people care so much about what others think. They never discover who they actually are. They live filtered. They speak safe. They walk carefully, all to avoid criticism from people who don't even matter. And at the end of it all, they realize they were never really free. What opinions are actually made of? Before you give weight to someone's opinion, ask, do they live the life I want? Do they know my full story? Do they even care about my growth? Are they building anything themselves? Most opinions are not rooted in truth. They're rooted in projection. People project their fears, regrets, insecurities, and limits onto you. They say you shouldn't try that because they never had the courage to try. They say that's not realistic because they never believed in themselves. You are not responsible for their limitations. You are not here to carry their fear. You are not here to play small just so they feel safe. What happens when you live for approval? When you live for other people's opinions, you don't take risks. You don't speak up. You don't grow out of your old identity. You stay in the comfort zone. You become predictable and forgettable. And worst of all, you build a life you don't even love just to be liked by people you don't even respect. It's not worth it. What happens when you stop caring? When you stop caring what others think, something amazing happens. You speak with clarity. You move with power. You stop explaining yourself. You walk your own path. You become magnetic, not because you're trying, but because you're free. People start to notice your confidence, but they don't realize it came from not needing them to notice it all. How to train yourself to be immune. Let's be real. It's not easy to stop caring overnight. You've spent years learning to seek approval. It takes practice to let it go, but you can train this skill. Here's how. Learn to sit with discomfort. You will feel uncomfortable when people disapprove of you. That's okay. It's not a danger. It's just a feeling. Let it come. Let it pass. Don't run from it. Learn to breathe through it. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Say your truth out loud. Every day, speak your truth out loud. Not to be loud, but to be clear. Say what you really think. Say no when you want to say no. Say yes only when you mean it. The more you practice honesty, the more you build your voice. And your voice becomes stronger than their opinions. Do one thing that might be judged every week. Do something bold. Post your thoughts online. Share your work. Take a stand on something. Try something you're scared to fail at. Let people react. Let them talk. Then remind yourself you didn't die. Your worth wasn't shaken. You're still here, still growing. Over time, judgment loses power because you've proven you can survive it. Curate your circle. Not everyone deserves access to your dreams. Surround yourself with builders, not critics, supporters, not silencers, people who stretch your thinking, not shrink your energy. The right environment builds courage. The wrong one builds fear. Choose wisely. Ask better questions instead of what will they think? Ask, will this help me grow? Does this align with my values? Would I regret not doing this? These questions bring you back to your truth. They shift your focus from fear to freedom. You are not here to be understood by everyone. Some people won't get you, and that's fine. They're not supposed to. You are not here to be understood. You are here to understand yourself. Some people will laugh, some will gossip, some will walk away. Let them. You don't owe anyone a version of you that's smaller, quieter, or more convenient. You owe yourself your full expression. What real confidence looks like. Confidence isn't being loud. It's not walking into a room trying to impress everyone. Real confidence is walking into a room and not needing to be noticed at all. It's speaking your truth without fear. It's choosing your path without apology. It's waking up every day knowing I belong to myself. That's what makes you powerful. Not because others approve, but because you do. Chapter 4. Mastering your inner voice. The voice that shapes your life. There's a voice inside you that never stops talking. It whispers when you fail. It comments when you try. It speaks when you're alone, when you're scared, and even when you're doing your best. Sometimes it says, you're not good enough. You're too late. You'll probably mess this up. They won't care. Why even try? That voice, your inner voice, shapes how you feel, how you act, and how you grow. It's the most powerful voice in your life, and most people never learn to control it. But here's the truth. If you don't master your inner voice, it will master you. Where that voice comes from. Your inner voice didn't appear out of nowhere. It was built from your past, things people said to you, moments when you were judged, times when you failed, situations where you felt small, scared, or ashamed. Over time, your brain collected those memories and turned them into rules. Rules like, don't stand out, don't speak up, don't aim too high, play it safe. These rules became beliefs, and those beliefs started talking back to you every single day. The result? You started believing that your inner critic was telling the truth. Why it's dangerous to let the voice go unchecked. That voice inside your head affects your self-esteem, your decisions, your focus, your ability to grow, your willingness to take risks. If it's always negative, you'll always doubt yourself, even when you're winning. If it's always anxious, you'll fear failure, even before you start. If it's always critical, you'll never feel good enough, even on your best day. The biggest battles in life aren't fought on the outside. They're fought silently, between your ears. That's why mastering your inner voice is not just helpful, it's necessary. How to hear it clearly. The first step to mastering the voice is hearing it on purpose. You can't change what you don't notice, so you need to become aware of how your inner voice sounds. Here's a simple way to start. At random moments, pause. Ask yourself, what am I saying to myself right now? After a challenge, ask, what's my first thought about myself? When you make a mistake, ask, how did I respond inside? You'll start noticing patterns. And once you see the pattern, you can shift it. You are not the voice. You are the listener. This is a huge mindset shift. You are not your thoughts. You are the one hearing your thoughts. This means you don't have to believe everything your inner voice says. You don't have to obey it. You don't have to be shaped by it. You can question it, challenge it, redirect it. You are in charge, not the voice. Changing the script. Once you hear the voice, the next step is to rewrite it. Here's how. Name the critic. Give your inner critic a name, not a real one, something silly. Why? Because it helps you separate you from it. Example, there goes negative Nancy again. Ah, thanks for that comment, doubting Derek. Okay, fearful Freddy, I hear you, but I'm busy. This trick adds humor and distance. It weakens the voice's power. Replace negative with neutral. You don't have to go from I hate myself to I love myself in one step. Start small. Turn, I'll fail. It might be hard, but I can try. I'm terrible at this. I'm still learning. I never get it right. I didn't get it right yet. Neutral thoughts are bridges. They lead you from self-attack to self-trust. Create power phrases. Write 3-5 simple affirmations that feel true enough to believe. Not cheesy, not fake. Real and grounded. Examples. I don't need to be perfect to be powerful. I am allowed to learn slowly. My voice matters. I can do hard things. I lead myself. Say them out loud. Say them when you need courage. Write them. Repeat them. Record them. Repetition rewires the brain. Prove the voice wrong with action. You don't silence the critic by arguing with it. You silence it by doing what it says you can't. If it says you'll embarrass yourself, you do it anyway. And survive. If it says no one will care, you create anyway. And find the people who do. With every bold step, you weaken the voice's control because nothing is louder than action. Protecting your mind from external noise. Sometimes your inner voice sounds negative because of the outer voices around you. Protect your mental environment like it's sacred. Here's how. Limit exposure to judgmental people. Unfollow accounts that make you feel small. Spend less time in gossip or negative conversations. Surround yourself with people who build you, not break you. What you consume becomes your inner dialogue. So choose your inputs wisely. Building a quiet mind. Your inner voice becomes louder when you never slow down. That's why silence is so important. Meditation, journaling, time in nature, quiet reflection. These practices aren't just peaceful, they're powerful. They give you space to hear the voice and space to challenge it. Choosing a new inner identity. Your inner voice speaks based on who it thinks you are, So change the identity, and the voice will follow. Start speaking like the person you're becoming. I am the kind of person who keeps promises to myself. I am the kind of person who shows up when it's hard. I am the kind of person who moves forward, no matter what. When your identity shifts, your thoughts shift. When your thoughts shift, your results shift. Real life doesn't need a perfect mind. You don't have to have perfect thoughts to win. You just need to lead yourself. Even when your inner voice is scared, you can still act with fear in your chest. You can still move with doubt in your mind. You can still speak with nerves in your voice. The goal is not to be fearless. The goal is to be focused, despite fear. Chapter 5. Building habits that actually stick. Why habits matter more than goals. Everybody wants change. People write down goals every new year. I'll get fit, I'll save money, I'll build my dream life. But by February, most of those goals are forgotten. Not because people are lazy, not because the K can say Chin's turning Chin not said us. Yeah, because they never change the habits behind their goals. Your goals are your vision, but your habits are your engine. If your habits are weak, your dreams stay stuck. If your habits are strong, your goals become reality, even on hard days. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your systems. Here's a truth that will change your life. You don't get what you want. You get what you repeat. You can want success. You can want peace. You can want confidence. But unless your daily habits reflect that vision, nothing will change. Your life is not built in the big moments. It's built in the small, quiet, consistent choices you make every day. Why? Most habits fail. You've probably tried to build habits before, and maybe you failed. Let's explore why. You tried to do too much, too fast. You decided to wake up early, journal, eat clean, work out, read 50 pages, and meditate, all starting Monday. By Thursday, you were exhausted and gave up. That's not failure. That's overload. You focused on motivation, not systems. You were pumped on day 1. By day 3, your energy dropped. By day 5, you skipped just once, and that once became forever. Motivation fades. Systems remain. You didn't know your why. Without a deep reason, your habit feels like a task. When life gets hard, you quit because the habit was based on hype, not purpose. You tied it to willpower, not identity. You said, I'll try to be more disciplined, but deep down, you still believed, I'm lazy. That conflict made the habit feel fake. Real change comes when your actions match your identity. Real, nachanat or nastarid saurmle. Let's break it down into steps that actually work. This isn't theory, it's practical, it's simple, and it sticks. Step 1. Start incredibly small. Want to start journaling? Don't say, I'll write 3 pages every night. Say, I'll write 1 sentence. That's it. Want to start working out? Don't say, 1 hour at the gym daily. Say, 10 bodyweight squats in my room. The smaller the habit, the less resistance. Small is sustainable. And what's sustainable becomes automatic. Step 2. Anchor it to something you already do. Want a habit to stick? Attach it to a routine you already have. Example, after I brush my teeth, I'll stretch for 2 minutes. After I drink my coffee, I'll write in my notebook. After I shut down my laptop, I'll take a 5-minute walk. This technique is called habit stacking. It connects your new action to an old rhythm. Your brain loves rhythm. Use that. Step 3. Make it visible and easy. Want to read more? Put the book on your pillow. Want to eat healthier? Put the fruit bowl where you can see it. Your environment should make success easier than failure. If the gym is far, work out at home. If your phone distracts you, leave it in another room. If Netflix steals your time, remove it from your home screen. Discipline is easier when your environment works with you, not against you. Step 4. Track it with visual progress. Make a simple tracker. Each day you complete the habit, mark it. This builds momentum. 1 check turns into 3. 3 turns into 7. And soon, you won't want to break the streak. You can use a wall calendar, a bullet journal, an app, a whiteboard. It doesn't matter how. Just make progress visible. Step 5. Attach it to a powerful why. Why does this habit matter? Go deeper than to be productive. Go deeper than to look good. Ask, who will I become if I stay consistent? What will this unlock for me in the future? What does this habit prove about my values? When your reason is strong, your excuses become weak. Step 6. Identity over outcome. Don't just say, I want to run a marathon. Say, I am a runner. Don't just say, I want to read more. Say, I am a reader. Don't just say, I'll try to wake up early. Say, I'm the kind of person who honors their morning. When your habit becomes part of who you are, it sticks because your mind loves to act in alignment with your identity. Habit-building myths that keep you stuck. Let's destroy a few lies. Myth 1. It takes 21 days to form a habit. Truth. It depends on the person, the habit, and the environment. Some take weeks, some take months. The goal isn't speed, the goal is stability. Myth 2. If you miss one day, you've failed. Truth. Missing one day is normal. Missing 2 in a row is dangerous. The key is never miss twice. 1 miss is a slip. 2 is a signal. Myth 3. I have to feel ready. Truth. You won't always feel ready. Do it anyway. Discipline grows when you act despite feelings. Advanced habit strategy. Keystone habits. Some habits have a domino effect. When you do them, other good habits follow naturally. These are called keystone habits. Examples: waking up early, journaling, working out, planning your day, drinking enough water. Find your keystone, master it, let it build the rest of your system. Habit plus focus or transformation. Habits without focus or random effort. Focus without habits, wasted potential. But habits with focus, that's power. When your actions are aligned with your vision, every day becomes progress. You stop starting over. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop wondering if you'll ever get there. You build, you rise, you become. Real life. Habit. Examples that work. Here are simple, high-impact habits that can shift your life. Fast, morning, wake up and make bed, builds order, drink water, starts hydration, 2 minutes of gratitude, builds peace, 10 push-ups, activates energy. No phone for 30 minutes, protects clarity. Daytime, use a timer for focused work, 25 mins on, 5 mins off. Pause to breathe before meals. Walk 10 minutes after lunch. Evening, write 3 things you did well today. Plan your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. Sleep at the same time each night. You don't have to do all. Pick 1 or 2. Build from there. Chapter 6. Becoming mentally unshakable. During hard times, life will test you. No matter who you are, where you're from, or how strong you seem. Life will test you. It won't ask for permission. It won't give you a warning. One day you'll wake up and everything will feel heavy. You'll face failure. You'll feel doubt. You'll be judged. You'll be tired, angry, discouraged, or all at once. This is not negative thinking. This is reality. But here's what separates the ones who fall apart from the ones who rise. Mental toughness. The ability to stay calm, focused, and steady, especially when everything is shaking. What mental strength is not. Let's start with what it's not. Mental strength is not pretending to be fine. It's not ignoring your pain. It's not hiding your emotions. It's not being emotionless or tough. Mental strength is not acting strong. It's becoming strong on the inside, slowly, through storms. Why? Mental toughness matters. When life gets hard, you don't rise to your potential. You fall to your level of training. And mental toughness is trained, not gifted. You can't control what life throws at you, but you can control how you respond. And that response determines everything. Your growth, your peace, your ability to keep going. The mindset of mentally tough people. Let's explore what mentally tough people believe. These are the thoughts that hold them steady when life shakes. This will not break me. It will build me. When something goes wrong, weak minds say, why me? Strong minds say, what can I learn? Hard times are not just something to survive. They're something to shape you. You are not just going through it. You are growing through it. I can feel pain and still move forward. Mentally strong people allow emotions. They don't fight them. They face them. Sad, feel it. Angry, feel it. Afraid, feel it. But don't let it freeze you. You can feel and still act. You can cry and still show up. You can be scared and still step forward. Strength is not the absence of emotion. It's the presence of courage through emotion. I don't need everything to be perfect to win. Some people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect plan, the perfect peace. But strong people build while it's messy. They create through chaos. They focus through noise. They don't need ideal conditions. They adapt to what is and move anyway. My thoughts are not always facts. In hard times, your mind will lie. You're not enough. This will never end. Everyone's judging you. You're failing. Mentally strong people hear these thoughts, but they don't obey them. They pause. They ask, is this true? They replace panic with perspective. And that pause, that gap, is where strength grows. How to train mental strength daily. Now let's get practical. How do you build mental strength like a muscle? Here's how. Cold exposure. Cold showers, ice baths, or even a blast of cold water at the end of a warm shower. Why? Because your brain will scream, "Get out," and you'll practice staying calm. You train your nervous system to breathe through stress instead of reacting to it. This daily discomfort teaches, I can be uncomfortable and still be in control. Delayed gratification. Train yourself to wait. Wait 10 minutes before snacking. Wait 24 hours before replying in anger. Wait a full week before impulse shopping. Waiting builds patience. Patience builds power. Do one hard thing daily. Every day, choose something that makes you uncomfortable. A difficult workout, a tough conversation, finishing something you've been avoiding. Doing hard things on purpose makes real-life challenges less overwhelming. Your mind says, I've done harder. I can handle this. Create a reset routine. When you feel overwhelmed, have a go-to routine. Step away. Breathe deeply for 2 minutes. Write down what's real. Ask, what can I control right now? Take one small action. This creates a recovery system, so stress doesn't spiral. Journal your fears. Every fear feels bigger in your mind than it is on paper. Write them down. I'm afraid I'm falling behind. I'm afraid I'll disappoint people. I'm afraid this won't work. Then challenge each one. Is this true? Has this happened before? What else could be true? You turn fear into clarity just by seeing it clearly. The enemies of mental strength. You can't build strength if you feed weakness. Avoid these. Overthinking. Everything. Thinking is good. Spinning in circles is not. If you can't act yet, decide when you'll act, then move on. Telling yourself negative stories. Stop saying, this always happens to me. Nothing ever works. I'm not built for this. These aren't facts. They're scripts. Rewrite them. Expecting easy life is not easy. That's not news. But the sooner you accept it, the faster you become stronger. Don't wish for easy. Train for challenge. What mental strength looks like in real life. You show up even when no one claps. You stay grounded when others panic. You lead yourself when others follow noise. You choose peace when others choose drama. You keep moving when it feels impossible. It's not about being fearless. It's about choosing growth despite fear. Signs. You're becoming mentally unshakable. You don't need people to understand your journey. You don't take things personally. You bounce back faster. You don't complain. You solve. You stop reacting. You respond. You no longer fear failure. You learn from it. You trust yourself, even in storms. When everything falls apart, stay steady. There will be moments when everything feels like it's falling apart. Your plan fails. People leave. You doubt yourself. The path seems pointless. But if you keep breathing, keep moving, keep trusting, you'll find your way. You don't have to rush. You don't have to fake strength. You just have to not quit. That is real power. Chapter 7. Choosing yourself daily, even when it's hard. The hardest choice you'll ever make. The hardest choice in life isn't choosing a career. It isn't choosing a partner. It isn't even choosing between comfort and growth. The hardest choice is this: choosing yourself every single day. Because every day, life gives you reasons not to. People expect you to be available. The world tells you to stay busy. Your mind says, you're not ready yet. Others say, you've changed. Doubt says, what if you fail? But still, you must choose you. And not just once, not just when it's easy. You must choose yourself over and over again until it becomes your new normal. What it means to choose yourself. Choosing yourself isn't about being selfish. It's not about ignoring others or walking alone. It's about this: choosing your peace over their drama, choosing your growth over their comfort, choosing your truth over their opinions, choosing your future over your past, choosing your discipline over your distractions. It means putting yourself back in the center of your life. Not because you don't care about others, but because you've realized that no one else can live your life but you. Why most people don't choose themselves. Let's be real. Most people don't choose themselves because it's hard. Here's why. They were taught to please. From a young age, we're trained to make others happy, to say yes even when we want to say no, to smile even when we feel hurt, to agree even when we disagree inside. So we grow up believing that choosing ourselves is wrong. We feel guilty for wanting space. We feel selfish for wanting more. They fear being judged. Choosing yourself often means standing alone, and that's scary. What will they think? What if they leave? What if they talk about me? These fears keep people trapped in a version of life that isn't true to them. They don't know their worth. If you don't believe you're valuable, why would you choose yourself? You'll settle for less. You'll stay quiet. You'll let others make your decisions. Because deep down, you don't believe you deserve better. The truth: you are the foundation. Here's what no one tells you. You are the foundation of your life. If you fall apart, everything around you falls with you. When you're tired, stressed, scattered, and broken, you can't give love. You can't chase purpose. You can't lead. You can't grow. That's why choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. It's smart. It's mature. It's powerful. You show up better for others when you show up first for yourself. What choosing yourself looks like in daily life. Let's break it down. This isn't just an idea. It's a way of living. Saying no without explaining. You don't owe people a reason for every boundary. I can't make it. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available. These are full sentences. Creating space in your schedule. Leave room for stillness, reflection, recovery, creative thinking. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to justify peace. You are allowed to pause. Protecting your energy. Ask daily, who drains me? What triggers me? What habits make me feel heavy? Where does my time disappear? Then start shifting. Spend less time with takers. Say no to emotional overload. Simplify your life. Peace is not a luxury, it's fuel. Making time for your dreams. Schedule time for what matters most to you. Writing, fitness. Learning, building. Creating. If you don't make time, life will take your time, and your dreams will turn to dust. Speaking kindly to yourself. No more, I'm such a failure, I always mess up, I can't do anything right. Replace with, I'm learning, I'm trying, I'm showing up. Your words shape your identity. Speak with care when choosing yourself feels lonely. Let's be honest. Choosing yourself isn't always fun. Sometimes you'll say no, and they'll leave. Sometimes you'll take space and feel alone. Sometimes you'll speak your truth and face silence. But that silence, that loneliness, it's not punishment. It's transformation. You're not being abandoned. You're being aligned. You're not losing people. You're finding your path. You're not being left behind. You're learning to lead yourself. You don't need permission. You don't need anyone to agree. You don't need their green light. You don't need them to say yes. Go live your truth. Your truth doesn't need a committee. Your life doesn't need a crowd. You can choose yourself today quietly, with no permission slip required. How to practice choosing yourself, even when it's hard. Here's a roadmap. Start small. Say no once a week. Block 30 minutes for yourself. Turn your phone off during meals. Leave one group chat. Small actions build strong self-trust. Reflect daily. Ask, did I honor my needs today? Did I let others control my day? What would choosing myself look like tomorrow? Self-awareness is power. Write, I choose me, because statements. Examples. I choose me because I'm tired of performing. I choose me because I matter too. I choose me because peace feels better than approval. Read them every morning. Let them become your compass. Expect pushback and stay steady. People might not get it. They might get upset. They might call you selfish. That's okay. Let them be uncomfortable. You don't have to carry their confusion. Your job is not to manage other people's feelings. Your job is to manage your own alignment. The long-term power of choosing you. When you choose yourself daily, here's what happens. You stop people-pleasing. You gain clarity. You protect your time. You build real confidence. You walk lighter. You live aligned. Your life begins to reflect your values, not just your habits. You don't react. You respond. You don't chase. You attract. You don't shrink. You expand. Because now you're building a life from the inside out, not the outside in. You teach the world how to treat you. Every time you choose yourself, you set a standard. You say, this is how I treat myself. This is what I allow. This is how I show up. And the world responds. Some people leave. Some get inspired. Some rise to meet your standard. Either way, you win. Because the people who stay, they stay for the real you. Not the you who overgives. Not the you who hides. Not the you who settles. But the version who leads, who builds, who chooses. Chapter 8. Embracing discomfort to unlock your next level. The door to growth is uncomfortable. You want to grow. You want to become stronger, wiser, more successful. You want the next level of your life. But here's the truth. The next level is hidden behind discomfort. There's no growth in your comfort zone. There's no breakthrough in what feels easy. There is no next level without going through a little pain. If you're waiting for it to feel good, you'll wait forever. If you're waiting to be ready, you'll miss your moment. If you only move when it's safe, you'll stay stuck. The next version of you lives on the other side of discomfort. What discomfort actually means. Discomfort isn't danger. Discomfort is a signal that you're doing something different. It feels strange because it's new. It feels heavy because it's real. It feels scary because it's stretching you. Discomfort is not your enemy. It's your guide. It says, you've never been here before. And that's a good thing. Why we naturally avoid it. Let's be honest. Nobody enjoys discomfort at first. Your brain is wired for survival, not growth. It looks for safety. It avoids risk. It says, stay where it's predictable. It whispers, let's not rock the boat. But the problem is, comfort isn't always good for you. Comfort can keep you in toxic relationships, in lazy routines, in average thinking, in small dreams, in hidden pain. Comfort can be a cage dressed up like peace. So you have to decide, do I want to stay comfortable or do I want to grow? Because you can't have both. What discomfort feels like in real life. You'll know you're growing when you feel awkward in new habits, nervous before taking a bold step, tired from showing up consistently, lonely while leveling up, exposed after sharing your truth, frustrated when it's not working yet. This is the messy middle. You've left the old version of you, but you haven't fully stepped into the new one yet. You're in between. It's uncomfortable, but it's where the transformation happens. What happens when you run from discomfort? If you avoid it, you stay stuck. You repeat the same mistakes. You settle for less. You stay the same person with the same problems. You shrink when you're meant to rise. Most people never change because they choose what feels good now over what brings freedom later. They escape the gym because it's hard. They avoid the tough conversation because it's awkward. They delay their dream because it's scary. And in doing so, they protect their comfort, but destroy their future. The people who grow are not lucky. They're willing. They're willing to be seen, starting small. They're willing to be laughed at in the beginning. They're willing to fail publicly. They're willing to be misunderstood. They're willing to lose before they win because they know discomfort is temporary, but growth is forever. How to train yourself to embrace discomfort. This is a skill, and like all skills, it can be learned. Let's walk through how to do it. Change the way you see it. Don't ask, how do I avoid discomfort? Ask, what is this teaching me? What's the cost of avoiding this? Who will I become if I lean into this? Reframe discomfort as a signal, not a threat. Build a discomfort list. Write down things you avoid because they're uncomfortable. Making phone calls, public speaking, being vulnerable, waking up early, saying no, sharing your work online. Pick one per week to face. Small exposure builds confidence. Set a stretch goal. Daily. Every day, do one thing that makes you nervous but moves you forward. Message someone you admire. Film a short video. Ask for feedback. Start the thing you've been delaying. These small risks lead to massive breakthroughs. Use the 10-minute rule. When facing something hard, tell yourself, I'll do it for just 10 minutes. You'll often go longer. But even if you don't, you've trained your mind to take action. Action beats overthinking every time. Celebrate the effort, not just the result. Most people quit when results take too long, but growth doesn't always show up in results. Sometimes it shows up in resilience. Did you show up today? Did you face fear? Did you stretch beyond your usual limits? That's the win. Celebrate it. Examples of life-changing discomfort. Here are uncomfortable things that change lives. Starting therapy, admitting you were wrong, leaving a toxic friendship, letting go of old habits, saying, I don't know, and asking for help, investing in yourself, doing what's right, not what's easy, starting when you're not ready. These things hurt, but they heal you too. When it gets hard, repeat this. This feeling is temporary. This is the stretch that brings strength. I don't have to enjoy this. I just have to stay with it. I've done hard things before. I can do this too. The discomfort is shaping me into someone better. Warning: growth brings resistance. The moment you start to grow, resistance will rise. People will doubt you. Your own mind will question you. Setbacks will test your belief. Temptation to quit will show up every day. Don't be surprised. This is normal. It's not a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're on the right track. What's waiting on the other side? When you embrace discomfort, you unlock new strength, new peace, new focus, new belief, new opportunities, new respect for yourself. You stop asking, can I handle this? You start saying, I was built for this. You stop fearing the process. You start trusting your power. You stop running from pain. You start using pain to rise. Chapter 9. Replacing comparison with confidence. The silent thief of joy. You wake up feeling fine. You check your phone. You scroll through a few posts, and then it hits you. Someone's traveling the world. Someone bought a new car. Someone lost 20 pounds. Someone is winning again. Suddenly you feel small, behind, unseen, not good enough. This is comparison, and it's the silent thief of joy. It doesn't scream, it whispers. And it whispers lies like they're ahead. You're not doing enough. You're falling behind. You should be more like them. But here's the truth. Comparison is a distraction that steals your confidence and blinds your purpose. Why? We compare. Comparison is natural. It's built into the human brain. We compare to measure where we stand. We compare to feel safe. We compare to belong. But in today's world, where everyone is showing their best moments all the time, comparison has become toxic. We don't compare lives anymore. We compare highlight reels. We compare filtered realities to our behind-the-scenes mess. And we lose every time. The real cost of comparison. Here's what comparison actually does to your mind. It makes you doubt your worth. It keeps you stuck in not enough. It distracts you from your own goals. It creates fake timelines. It drains your peace. It turns success into stress. You can't build confidence while constantly comparing, because comparison says you're behind, but confidence says I'm aligned. What confidence is not. Confidence is not being better than others, being loud or arrogant, faking strength, chasing attention. Confidence is not about proving. It's about knowing who you are, knowing what matters to you, knowing you're on your path, even if no one claps. You are not late. You are on your own timeline. Say this again and again. I am not behind. I am not late. I am on my own timeline. Some people peak at 20, some at 40, some at 70. There is no single path, no perfect schedule, no universal deadline. Comparison forces a race you were never meant to run. Confidence allows you to walk your own path with power and peace. How to shift from comparison to confidence. Let's break it down into practical steps. Catch the comparison. Thought early. Before it spirals, pause. Say out loud, that's not my race. You saw someone winning. Great. But that doesn't mean you're losing. Their success is not your failure. Their pace is not your pressure. Stop the thought. Redirect your focus. Limit the input that triggers it. Ask yourself, who do I follow that makes me feel small? Which apps increase my anxiety? What kind of content drains my focus? You don't have to delete everything, but you can control the flow. Curate a feed that builds you. Mute what manipulates your mind. Protect your peace like it's priceless, because it is. Use inspired, not intimidated thinking. See someone doing well? Don't shrink. Ask, what can I learn? What habits got them there? How can I apply that to my journey? Let their progress remind you what's possible, not what's missing in you. Return to your values. When comparison hits, ask, what actually matters to me? Am I living in alignment with that? Would I even want their life? Or am I just reacting? Comparison often tricks us into wanting things that don't even fit our soul. Values bring you back to clarity. Track progress, not people. Instead of watching others, watch yourself. Where were you 6 months ago? What skills have you built? What fears have you faced? What habits have you mastered? Growth is slow. Progress is quiet. But if you measure it, you'll find it. Celebrate wins, even small ones. Don't wait for the big achievement. Celebrate consistency, courage, effort, change. You said no today when you usually say yes. Win. You got up early when it was hard. Win. You didn't scroll when you felt triggered. Win. You moved forward despite fear. Major win. Every step counts. Every win matters. Confidence is built in motion. Build an identity that doesn't depend on praise. Say, I value peace more than performance. I am successful when I'm aligned. I show up for me, not for attention. My path is mine, and that's enough. This mindset creates unshakable confidence. The kind that doesn't crumble when others get ahead. The kind that stays steady, no matter who's watching. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. You want someone to compare yourself to? Compare yourself to who you were last year. Are you kinder? Are you more focused? Are you braver? Are you showing up more often? That's the game. That's the journey. That's the win. Confidence is quiet. It's not about shouting. It's not about posting everything. It's not about always feeling amazing. Confidence is calm. It's knowing. I don't need to rush. I trust my process. I'll get there in my own way. I'm allowed to grow slowly. That's strength. That's power. That's confidence. Chapter 10. The long game. Patience, vision, and unstoppable progress. Most people want fast. You need to play long. We live in a world of fast. Fast likes fast results, fast money, fast wins. But real success, real growth, real inner peace, they don't come fast. They come from playing the long game. This chapter is about training your mind for patience, building a vision that pulls you forward, and becoming the kind of person who doesn't quit, no matter how long it takes. Why we crave speed. Let's be honest, waiting is hard. We want to see progress now. We want to feel successful now. We want the results, the transformation, the reward, right away. But that's not how life works. Anything meaningful takes time. Building confidence, mastering a craft, healing from pain, creating financial freedom, becoming disciplined, growing a movement. They all take time, plus effort, plus consistency. There's no shortcut, only the long path. The dangers of chasing. Quick results. When you chase fast, you create shallow roots. You start a habit and quit if it doesn't feel good in 3 days. You post content and give up when there are no likes. You invest in yourself and panic when results aren't instant. You leave good routines just because they don't give fast dopamine. But here's what happens when your roots are shallow. You fall apart at the first sign of resistance, and life will bring resistance. Only those who plant deep roots survive and grow. Patience is a superpower. Patience isn't just waiting. Patience is how you wait. It's waiting with purpose, waiting with focus, waiting while building, waiting while trusting the unseen. People confuse stillness with weakness. But patience is quiet strength. It's the skill of saying, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm walking there, and I'm not turning back. Vision, the map for the long game. Without vision, you'll quit. Vision is what reminds you why you started, where you're going. What matters most, who you're becoming. It's not a mood. It's not a dream board. Vision is a daily decision to keep walking when the path feels slow. How to build a long game mindset. Let's get practical. Here's how you train yourself to play the long game. Train a 3 years. Most people plan for the next weekend. You plan for the next 3 years. Ask, what kind of person do I want to become? What habits will I have mastered? What will I have built, created, or earned? What will my peace, health, and energy feel like? Write it down, feel it, see it, build toward it, slowly, daily, intentionally. Break it down to micro goals. Once you see the 3-year version, ask, what can I do this month to move one step closer? Then, break it again. What's the one thing I can do this week? What can I do today? Long-term vision must be matched with short-term action, one brick at a time. That's how houses are built. Measure progress in consistency, not just outcomes. Don't only ask, did I win yet? Ask, did I show up today? Did I honor my habits? Did I get 1% better? Winners count effort. Losers only count trophies. Detach emotion from results. Some days you'll win, some days you won't. Some days you'll feel amazing. Other days will feel like you're crawling. That's normal. Don't quit based on emotion. Decide once. Commit daily. Fall in love with boring, yes, boring. The greatest routines feel repetitive. The most powerful habits are simple. The biggest breakthroughs come after long stretches of silence. Mastery comes when you can fall in love with the process, not just the result. Show up when it's quiet. Keep going when no one sees. That's the long game. The world will tempt you to quit. You'll see someone go viral overnight. You'll see someone earn big money fast. You'll see someone get the thing you're still working for. Your mind will whisper, you're too slow. It's not working. Take the shortcut. But shortcuts steal long-term peace. Shortcuts often lead to crashes. What comes fast doesn't last. Let others chase speed. You build something that lasts. Signs. You're playing the long game. You show up even when it's slow. You trust your system more than your mood. You repeat small actions without needing quick rewards. You're okay being unknown because you know what you're building. You're patient with progress, but aggressive with action. You let time work for you, not against you. What you gain when you choose the long game. Deep self-trust, strong habits, quiet confidence, emotional control, real results, peace that doesn't depend on praise. While others are busy chasing shortcuts, you're busy becoming someone powerful. And eventually people will ask, how did you do it? They won't see the years of patience, the hours of silence, or the effort you gave when no one clapped. But you'll know. And that knowing will make you unstoppable. You can't lose if you never stop. Let's say it clearly. You only lose if you quit. Every mistake is a lesson. Every delay is a teacher. Every failure is a bridge to mastery. But if you give up, you lose the game. So keep walking, even if it's slow, even if it's quiet, even if it's lonely. Small steps become big momentum. One day you'll look back and say, I'm so glad I didn't stop. Chapter 11. Detachment. The freedom of letting go and moving forward. Holding on hurts more than letting go. We all hold on to people, to outcomes, to approval, to timelines, to our old selves. Why? Because we think holding on gives us control. Because we think letting go means failure. Because we think if we just try harder, it'll work. But here's the truth. Detachment isn't giving up. It's choosing peace over pressure. Letting go isn't weakness, it's strength. And it's often the only way forward. What detachment actually means. Let's get clear. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop clinging. It's not cold. It's not selfish. It's not numb. Detachment means you no longer force what doesn't flow. You no longer beg for what hurts you. You no longer chase what confuses your soul. You no longer fight to be understood by people who don't want to understand. It's choosing your peace, purpose, and power over emotional chaos. Why we struggle to let go. Letting go is hard. And here's why. We tie our worth to outcomes. You set a goal, you try, you fail. Suddenly it's not just about the goal, it's about you. You feel like a failure. We confuse effort with identity. Detachment allows you to say, I gave my best, but my worth isn't based on the result. We fear the unknown. What if I let go and nothing better comes? What if I walk away and regret it? What if I never find something this good again? That fear keeps us stuck in old rooms long after the music stopped playing. But letting go makes space for what's next. And what's next is often better. We've made the struggle our story. We get attached to struggle, to the pain, to the fight, to the identity of the one who always tries. Letting go feels like losing our role in the movie. But you're allowed to write a new script. You're allowed to grow beyond the struggle. Signs. You need to detach. You feel drained after every interaction. You keep repeating the same emotional loops. You're waiting for someone to change. You're chasing closure from people who've moved on. You're controlling every part of your plan. You're anxious about things outside your control. These are signals. Listen to them. Detachment isn't apathy. It's alignment. You're not walking away from life. You're walking away from forcing it. You're not becoming cold. You're becoming calm. You're not giving up. You're giving space for the right things to grow. What happens? When you detach, you stop obsessing over what they think. You stop forcing people to like, love, or validate you. You stop over-planning every moment of your future. You start living in the now. You breathe deeper. You love freer. You move lighter. And most of all, you finally feel free. How to practice detachment without going numb. This is a skill, and here's how to build it. Detach from outcomes. Focus on actions. Example. You want a promotion. Instead of clinging to, I must get this or I'm a failure, detach from the outcome and say, I'll show up with excellence. The result will come, or something better. You control the input. Let go of the output. Stop managing other people's emotions. Say this with me. I am not responsible for how others feel about my boundaries. You're not their emotional babysitter. You're not their fixer. You're not their reason to heal. Let people feel what they feel. You don't have to carry their reactions. Limit the storytelling in your head. You sent a message. They didn't reply. Your brain creates 17 reasons why. Pause. Say, I don't know what it means. I'm not going to assume. I release the need to overthink. Detach from the story. Stay with the facts. Let time work its magic. Not everything needs an instant answer. Sit with the unknown. Let the fog clear. Trust the timing. Detachment allows time to breathe into your life. Create mental distance before physical distance. You don't always need to cut someone off. Sometimes you just need to stop expecting them to understand. Stop depending on their approval. Stop making them the center of your piece. The emotional shift is often more powerful than the physical one. Practice these detachment affirmations daily. I do not chase. I attract what aligns. I release what no longer serves me. I trust that what's meant for me will stay. I control my focus, not other people. I let go of forcing and welcome flow. Say them, believe them, live them. The power of letting go. Letting go does not mean you failed. Letting go means you're ready to move forward. You're allowed to let go of people who won't grow. You're allowed to let go of plans that no longer fit. You're allowed to let go of pain you've carried too long. You're allowed to let go of who you were. Because growth doesn't just require effort, it requires space. Letting go is how you make room for better. Detachment and inner peace. Peace doesn't come from everything going right. Peace comes from not needing everything to go your way. When you detach, you sleep better, you smile easier, you feel lighter, you breathe deeper, you move with quiet power. You realize you never needed to grip so tight. The more you release, the more life flows. Chapter 12. Becoming the main character in your own life. Are you living or just watching? There's a moment in everyone's life when they stop and ask, am I living my story? Or just reacting to everyone else's? Are you the writer of your script? Or are you the background character in someone else's play? Most people go through life reacting to other people's opinions, to society's timelines, to family expectations, to the fear of being judged. They're alive, but they're not living. That changes today because this chapter is about stepping into the main character role of your own life and never giving it back. What does it mean to be the main character? It doesn't mean you're selfish. It doesn't mean you ignore others. It doesn't mean you crave attention. It means you take ownership of your choices. You define your own values. You protect your peace. You move with purpose. You choose how your story unfolds. Being the main character means you lead your life. You don't wait for someone else to give you permission. Signs. You're playing a background role. Let's get real. You may be in the background if you say yes when you want to say no. You wait for approval before making moves. You let fear run the show. You stay silent when you want to speak. You shrink to make others comfortable. You live on autopilot. It's not your fault. You were trained to play small. But you can unlearn that. You were born to take up space, to express, to grow, to lead. And that starts now. Step 1. Own your story, even the messy parts. You cannot be the main character if you're ashamed of your past. Every main character has a backstory. Some pain, some loss, some mistakes. But here's what makes them powerful. They use it. They say, yes, I've been through it, but it made me. And now I write what comes next. Stop hiding your story. Start owning it. That's where your strength begins. Step 2. Define your own version of success. Main characters don't chase someone else's dream. They ask, what does success feel like to me? What kind of life do I want to build? What makes me feel alive? Not what looks good, what feels good. Because if you don't define success, the world will do it for you, and you'll wake up living a life you never even wanted. Step 3. Build main character energy daily. Main character energy isn't a mood, it's a practice. You build it by keeping promises to yourself, dressing how you feel strong, creating boundaries, saying what you mean, doing things solo, choosing presence over performance. Every day you make choices. And every choice is a vote for who you're becoming. Step 4. Set the scene. You are the star of your life, so set the scene. What does your morning look like? What kind of environment do you create? What music plays in your space? What kind of people are around you? Main characters don't just exist, they curate. Build a life that feels like yours, not one that copies others. Step 5. Let go of side character. Thinking. Stop saying, I'm not ready, I'm not enough, I don't want to make it awkward, what will people think? That's background thinking. That's the mindset of someone watching, not leading. Say instead, I get to take up space. I don't need to be perfect to begin. I'm allowed to change. I give myself permission. Own your voice. Claim your role. Step 6. Make bold choices. Main characters take risks. They move cities. They start the business. They speak the truth. They love deeply. They fail loudly. They rise stronger. They don't live for safety. They live for purpose. And even when they fall forward. Step 7. Break the fourth wall. In movies, breaking the fourth wall means the character talks directly to the audience. In life, it means you become aware. You stop living on autopilot. You pause and say, why am I doing this? Is this really what I want? Am I living or just surviving? Self-awareness is your greatest power. Use it. Step 8. Be the hero, not the victim. Bad things happen. You will be hurt. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. But the main character rises. They don't say, why is this happening to me? They ask, what is this teaching me? You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You're growing. You're shifting. You're becoming. And that's heroic. Step 9. Create main character habits. Want to lead your life? Build the habits that match. Start here. Wake up with intention. Move your body daily. Read or learn something every day. Write your thoughts down. Visualize the life you want. Speak kindly to yourself. Protect your time. Practice gratitude. Say no when needed. Take full responsibility for your energy. These aren't just habits, they're identity builders. Step 10. Accept that not everyone will get it. When you rise, some people will resist. They liked the old you. They don't understand the new you. They'll say you've changed, and they'll be right. You have changed. You're leading now, and not everyone gets a front row seat. The main character walks forward, whether the crowd claps or not. The main character isn't always perfect. They just don't quit. You will mess up. You'll feel scared. You'll overthink. You'll have bad days. But main characters keep going. They evolve. They adapt. They keep writing. Even when the chapter is dark, they know, this is not the end. This is just the part where I grow. Affirmations for main character. Energy. Say these daily. I am the author of my story. I choose how I respond. I allow myself to be seen. I lead my life with courage. I trust my path. I take up space with love and purpose. I give myself full permission to live fully. These words shape your mindset. Your mindset shapes your actions. Your actions shape your story. Final chapter. The last page. You win when you focus on you. You made it. If you're hearing these words, you didn't just finish a book. You made a choice, a promise, a shift. You said, I'm done watching. I'm done waiting. I'm ready to focus on me. And you meant it. You walked through doubt, fear, comparison, and noise. You stared at the hard truths. You leaned into growth. You didn't quit. You kept going. And that's what winners do. This was never just about success. Yes, we talked about habits. Yes, we broke down confidence, patience, detachment, purpose. But this journey was never just about doing more. It was about being more of who you really are. The version of you that doesn't hide, the version that honors your time and energy, the version that loves themselves without permission, the version that no longer chases, proves, or pleases. It was about coming home to you. The world will still be loud. Even after this book, the world will still throw distractions at you. People will still doubt you. Deadlines will pile up. Algorithms will keep spinning. Some days will feel slow, boring, even hopeless. But now you have tools. Now you have focus. And with focus, you can return again and again to your center. You can say, that's not my priority right now. That's not aligned with my energy. That's not worth my peace. And you'll move with purpose instead of panic. Your greatest flex. Self-mastery. Most people spend life trying to master things: money, followers, relationships, fame. But the real game? Mastering your focus, your habits, your thoughts, and your reactions. You become unstoppable, not when life gets easy, but when you get stronger. You're not afraid of slow seasons. You're not shaken by setbacks. You're grounded. That's self-mastery. And it starts with focus. Final reminders. Say them often. I am responsible for my energy. I do not chase. I choose. I show up even when no one sees. I celebrate the small wins. I protect my peace like gold. I create. I lead. I grow. I trust my pace. I trust my path. These aren't quotes. These are anchors. Say them in the mirror. Say them when you're lost. Say them when you're winning. They bring you back to center. If you ever forget, return to this. There's no one else like you. No one with your soul, your mind, your heart, your lens. And the greatest thing you can ever do is become fully you, without apology. Not the version that's perfect, not the version that everyone understands, but the version that's real, awake, and present. Focus on you, not just once, but every day. Because when you do, you move differently, you speak clearer, you breathe deeper, you love better, you build stronger, and most of all, you win. Final words. This book wasn't a rule book. It was a mirror. And you, just by making it here, have proven one thing. You are the kind of person who will rise, who will evolve, who will show up, even if it's messy, even if it's lonely, even if no one claps yet. You're not waiting to be saved. You're not asking for permission. You've already begun. So from here on, no more shrinking, no more proving, no more playing small. Just you, fully focused, fully present, fully alive. You don't just win in the end. You win every time you choose to focus on you.